All right. Well, welcome everybody to our final town hall before we kick off RAGBRAI LII or RAGBRAI 52. We'll give a couple more minutes to get everybody logged in, but we're really excited to have you here with us and a part of our July town hall. All right, so we'll keep letting folks trickle in as we get everybody in. Once again, thank you for joining us. If you got to our town hall this evening through someone forwarding you a link or something like that, and you want to be a part of the Q&A, you can go ahead and scan that QR code or visit the link on our Facebook page and register. You don't have to be registered to attend, obviously, if that's how you got here. And we're glad you're here either way. But if you want to submit questions in the chat, you do need to be registered. We did collect quite a few questions during registration, so thank you to everybody who has submitted those. We'll get to those later in the evening after we've gone through some of our topics. But if you have questions throughout any of our presentations or anything like that, you can definitely put them in the Q&A, and our team will get to those and answer them and publish those so we can provide that information to everybody else as well. So my name's Laura Rice. I'm on the team here at RAGBRAI, one of the event operations managers. This evening we have with us Ann Laurie, who's the cycling director, Matt Phippen, our ride director, Hayden Meister, event operations manager, Corey Munch, our graphic designer, Erica Detterman, registration and merchandise manager, Andrea Parrott, marketing manager, and Just Go Bike podcast host. And we've got two very special guests with us this evening. We've got Brett Skraban from Ride with GPS, and Sergeant Alex Dinkla from Iowa State Patrol. So we'll slowly work through and got a full slate for you this evening. If you are just now joining or have someone who couldn't make it tonight, we are also recording tonight's presentation, and that will be posted sometime within the next 24 hours and shared on our website and social media. So definitely take a look, pass it on to all your friends and anybody who tonight's content will be helpful for. Before we dive into things, we hope you're here because you've been reading our newsletter and following our social media. But if you are not getting our newsletter, it is a great way to stay on top of all things RAGBRAI, whether it is preparing for the ride, getting some behind the scenes look at everything that's going on, and just learning more about the whole world of RAGBRAI throughout the year. All right, we're going to turn it over to Erica for registration updates.
Thanks, Laura. As the slide says, online registration is closed. We will have registration on site, a couple of different options. On Expo Day, which is going to be Saturday in Orange City, we will have a special room for people to come and register that day. Every other day along the ride, we'll have our RAGBRAI merchandise trailers and other satellite locations that you will be able to buy a day pass at. Saturday, July 19th is the only day that you can buy your week-long pass if you're riding. Every day other than that, so if you register on Monday for the rest of the week, you'd have to buy individual day passes for those. So plan accordingly. We are cashless, so we will only take payment via card or Apple Pay, any of those methods. If you have registered already and you haven't gotten your packet, you have a couple of different options. One, you can email us and see if we have a tracking number this close. Those things still might be arriving to you. You should have automatically received a tracking number from InMotive with that information for when your packet will arrive. If you haven't gotten your items, it's damaged, or you accidentally put your wristband on your bike and your bike band on your wrist, you can come visit us in Orange City. From 12 to 9, we'll be in the Orange City Town Hall. For any of those reasons, if you're international, you're missing any items, you have questions, you'll come see us and our team, and we'll get you all situated that day. If you're unable to come on Saturday, then you can see any of our merchandise trailers the rest of the week, either downtown or in our campground locations. If you've ever seen the big blue RAGBRAI trailers, we'll have people there who can help you then. So as the slide says, we'll have, you can come visit us in the meeting town. We'll have a tent every day there. We'll be in the campground most days near the RAGBRAI luggage trucks, which are shown here, and then we'll be in the Overnight Town Expo. In the mornings, day of riding, if you still need to register for that day, between 5 and 8 a.m., you can go to the RAGBRAI luggage trucks pictured here and get same day registration that morning. So that you got to be up and early and know that you need your wristband then, but Corey and his team will get you all taken care of.
Thanks, Erica. And we've seen a lot of questions about what is in your packet, especially for new riders. So EP kindly put this together. All right, and if that was a little too quick or you want to refer back to it, there is a handy dandy blog post on our website as well that goes into more details about each of those items. Erica, back to you for merchandise.
Yep. So we have several merchandise trailers throughout the ride where you can come purchase merchandise for us. If you have received something, it's not exactly the right size, we will help you out on the ride by switching that out for a different size. For example, if you got a men's sleeve jersey large and you need to go down to a medium or up to an extra large, we can do a swap for that. If you want to return your jersey, we will accept returns after the ride. Right now, we're a little too close to get any of those in time, but we will not accept any returns on the ride. So hold that product for you. We just don't have the capability to process those refunds on the ride. We'll ask for you to mail that into us at RAGBRAI HQ after the ride. We'll get all those processed back and those refunds back out to you after the ride. And then one of our fun new things we want to announce is the RAGBRAI Elite line. This is something we came out with and announced yesterday. It's something all of our pre-ride riders wore this year, so they can all confirm how great this kit is. It is a brand new kit from Primal. It's supposed to help your comfort for being on the bike all day. So you can see some more information here. These will be available exclusively on the ride. We haven't sold them before this. So thanks to our pre-ride crew who tested these out and made sure they were roadworthy.
Yeah, and as one of those crew, they are definitely very comfortable. So if you want one, snag it while you can. All right, so Erica mentioned briefly our Day Zero Expo. It's where you can get a packet pickup if you need assistance with that. It's also the big kickoff to RAGBRAI. So our Day Zero Expo is downtown Orange City. The hours for that are going to be 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. So that's Expo, that's with our vendors, food vendors. Beverage garden will be going longer than that. Big kickoff to everything. And then 12 p.m. to 9 p.m. are also the hours for registration and packet pickup in the town hall. So we hope that you all are planning on joining us that day. Like I said, there's going to be our non-food vendors, over 50 plus folks coming from around the country to join us, including our bike shops, bike gear, lifestyle, art, Lots of cool things. We've got a really cool lineup of vendors this year for you. Also have all the food vendors that Orange City has lined up, the beverage garden, much, much more going on. Downtown will also be the location for the tire dip with water brought in from the Missouri. So you can still dip your tire in the satellite tire dip location right in downtown Orange City. And then we've got a full slate of entertainment with an Air Force ceremony and flyover a little after 5 p.m. We'll also have our opening ceremonies, including an Army flyover and remarks, starting at 7 p.m. on the main stage. And then the headliner 90s rock show will start at around 7:45, 8 p.m. And kick off the night with the rest of the evening. We do have our schedules and vendors listed online. You can also learn more about Orange City and everything that they're offering on both the Day Zero page and Expo page on our website and their RAGBRAI specific website. So part of the Day Zero round of festivities and events, there are two very important meetings. One is the Ride Right meeting, which goes over riding safely on RAGBRAI. We've got two times for that meeting. There's 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. at the First Reformed Church, and it's easy walk up from the Expo. It's just 2 blocks north of the Expo area. This is definitely recommended for new riders, but there's definitely something for everyone in this meeting. So come, bring your new friends with you. Even if you've ridden for several years, come and refresh so that we can keep the week safe for everybody. Then at 4 p.m., we have our support driver safety meeting, also at the church there, about 2 blocks north of the Expo area. And this goes over especially for first-time drivers, but there's definitely lots of valuable information for returning drivers to talk about this year's routes and any considerations, how to navigate, how to use Ride with GPS, which we'll get into a little more. And once again, navigate safely and support your riders and the event from the vehicle side. So with that, we'll turn it over to Brett to give us a deep dive or into Ride with GPS. They've been a valuable partner to us. We used Ride with GPS during pre-ride. It was great having the navigation, and Matt's worked with Brett to get the routes and everything for both riders and support drivers set up. So Brett, I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Laura. I appreciate that. So yeah, once again, my name is Brett, and I'm with Ride with GPS. I will be at the Expo on Day Zero. So if you're in town, you have questions, you want to talk bikes, you want to talk about the route, anything like that, stop by, see myself and my colleague Justin will be there handing out high fives. We have some temporary tattoos folks can come snag. So some RAGBRAI and Ride with GPS temporary tattoos, so you can wear your pride on your your leg, your arm, your chest, wherever you want that tattoo. So yeah, what is Ride with GPS? We are a software platform that helps cyclists discover, find, and plan better cycling routes and experiences. We're web and mobile based, so you can plan, edit, and discover routes on our website or on our mobile app. On the mobile app, you can use offline maps and voice navigation, and I'll go over that a little bit more on a couple of the next slides. So utilizing this navigation on our mobile app without cell service is crucial. I know last year and maybe even this year, you go through some areas without a lot of great cell service or coverage, and being able to have those maps for offline use so you can get turn-by-turn navigation is really great. If you're a GPS user, if you use a Garmin or Wahoo, Hammerhead, or Coro cycling computer, you can also sync those routes that Matt and the team have built directly to your device. So you don't have to use the mobile app. You can use both if you like, just to have some extra coverage just in case, but syncing to your device is also a possibility. So I'm going to just do a quick walkthrough of where to find some things in the mobile app, and this is specific to the riders RSVPing, but it'll be the same workflow for support drivers. So where to find your RAGBRAI routes in the event on the mobile app. So these are some screenshots that I took from my phone that I've already RSVP'd to the event, and I'll click on that little blue purplish event bubble up there that the orange arrow is pointing at. Then the next page will show the proper RAGBRAI 52 event card. It's got the date, the time, how many participants are there, and then it'll have all of the routes listed. So if you're riding the whole week, you can download all of the routes. If you're just riding day 1, day 2, day 5, you can download those routes individually as well. So once you've RSVP'd to the event, this is where you'll be able to find the main event page and all of the routes. Once you've RSVP'd, you found those routes, there's a little 3-dot menu in the right-hand corner. And once again, if you're riding the whole week, you can download all of the routes there with that little orange button. You could share the event with your riding friends or your family. You could also grab a QR code so other folks can scan it and easily get those routes. So once the routes are downloaded, they'll live in your library. So under the library, we have routes, we have rides, we have your offline maps. So you can see I've put a little bubble there around the offline map. Once you're ready to go, you can again save the route. You can send it to your Wahoo. So like I have my Wahoo synced with my RAGBRAI GPS account, so I can easily wirelessly just sync that route right over. If you're going to use our mobile app, you would just simply click that navigate button and you'll start getting voice navigation for your week across Iowa. And then again, I've mentioned it before, but you can connect and navigate with your own device. So I always recommend doing this before you get to the expo, before you get to Orange City, doing this at home where you have a strong Wi-Fi signal. You can connect multiple different GPS devices. If you use Strava, you can connect your Strava account. So just connecting those services together so the data is shared seamlessly and wirelessly between RAGBRAI GPS and whatever other devices you want to use. And if anyone hasn't RSVP'd for the Riders event yet, grab your phone, you can scan that QR code and you'll be RSVP'd right there. So maybe we can give folks a few seconds to fish their phone out, Laura, and scan that code. You'll be RSVP'd, and then you could walk through those steps that I just highlighted. But once again, I'll be at the expo day 1 and also on day 0 and also day 1. So stop by, see us, talk about bikes, talk about the app, let us know how it worked out for you.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah, we'll leave that up there for a second for you, and we'll drop the rider routes and the support driver routes here in the Q&A as well. We have those listed on each of the daily pages on our website, as well as a blog post that has all the routes and maps and all the things that you could possibly need. So you've got multiple ways to get those. All right. So, all right, I'm going to switch screens here. And we're going to dive in with Matt into Ride with GPS. So we should be on our home screen once we've clicked through any of those Ride with GPS links. It'll take you to basically RSVP, and then you should appear here.
Perfect. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us. It's crazy to think that we are less than 10 days to starting RAGBRAI 52. So as Laura said earlier, our partnership with Ride with GPS has been fantastic. We have been starting the process in February with the route and dialing it in to make it to the point where in June we don't touch it anymore. So these routes are finalized. What Laura has pulled up is right now is the bike route. So we're just going to talk very high level of what this looks like from a PC standpoint. So this is the main screen. What I've done is days 1 through 7, the RAGBRAI LII will show you the route that is paved. There's also gravel options every day. So we'll start with RAGBRAI LII for day 1. You can see how it changes when she clicks on the tab. So if you decide you want to do the optional gravel, you'll pick the gravel section, and it'll take you on the route that is paved, and it'll show you those blue sections that the gravel will turn into. So let's go back to RAGBRAI LII and kind of take a deeper dive into that day, and we'll go to the route. So we've implanted things in this map that kind of show things that we want you to see. So leaving Orange City, you'll see where the RAGBRAI main campground is. We've marked out hazards. So when you hover over things or click on things, it'll tell you RAGBRAI main campground, where it's located. So if you're riding from that point, you'll know where to find it. Railroad tracks we will mark. We do have some sections of railroad tracks this year that are pretty darn good, but there are some that are pretty darn bad too. So we've marked those out and called attention to those. As we zoom in on our first 10 miles out of Orange City, we'll have Granville. She'll be able to hover over the eye for information. It'll tell you shutdown time. So that support closes at noon that day. If you look up in the top corner, you'll see P for parking. One thing we've learned from our social media and our surveys is, having pre-assigned spots for sag wagons. So as the sag wagons kind of come and go throughout the day, we have predetermined locations. So if you're in the need of a sag, you'll know where it'll be located based on this map. And then every town will have a bike shop. So you'll be able to see on that spot the bike shop icon, know who it is and where they're located. So if you're having issues that day, you'll be able to find them. So this will be the first town out of the gate. If you want to take us into Primgar, we'll head there next. This will be the longest stretch of this day. It's 19.9 miles. Primgar will close down at 2 o'clock that day. 2 bike shops will be located in this community with SAG support over by the school. So easy to navigate in and out so you can stay on the route. Plus the town will be marking these routes for you. So if you're riding the route, you'll be looking for the orange signs that are on the road. Once you get to the towns, each town will have the route marked for you. And then the red icon shows that you're crossing over a highway. So we'll have either State Patrol or our county guys and gals will stage there to help you get across. That is there to call attention to it. Moving down the road, we got 14 miles and we're making our way to Hartley, Iowa. Hartley will be your meeting town for the day. The meeting town is the one spot where we allow support vehicles to come in. So you'll see that we close that town down at 3:30. You see we have 2 bike shops located there. There's a set of railroad tracks that come in that kind of are at a wacky angle. So make sure you're careful as you roll over those. And you can see kind of where the predetermined SAG location will be parked, waiting to assist you if need be. And then as we leave town, you'll see again, we're crossing Highway 18. With the day being a support day within this spot, this is how the support vehicles come in. So there'll be support vehicles crossing this section. So our State Patrol will do a great job making sure that road is safe as you cross, leaving the community. Last town out of the gate will be May City. So you'll travel 11.4 miles. There's a couple weird jogs in this to get to May City, but once you're there, you're good to go. This town will close down at 4:30. We have a bike shop located on the main drag, and SAG support will be outside of it just a little bit. 2 gravel sections for this day at mile 55.9, and sector 2 is at 71.3. So if you're doing the gravel, you'll know that the gravel is later on in the day going into Milford. So last little stretch, you can see by the pink going in, and this takes you to RAGBRAI main campground, where we'll have our team waiting for you and a bike shop just in case you need support that day. So if you're riding with us, you know that I route the ride from RAGBRAI Main to RAGBRAI Main. So you know exactly where to go. We're kind of doing away with all the different signs posted all over the towns. We've kind of caused some property damage over the years and haven't done a good job cleaning them up. But know that when you're riding with RAGBRAI, we'll get you to the campground every single night. Down below, it kind of shows elevation and how the day kind of plays out. But this is a fantastic app to truly dial in our route for us. So let's just jump to day 2 quick. Here is our day 2. What's special with this day is we are going into Minnesota. So this will show route out of town, leaving RAGBRAI Main. Law enforcement that is local will make sure you get out of town safely, and then State Patrol will take over from there. So first out of the gates, we'll close at noon that day. We'll have bike shops there and SAG support, and we'll make our way across our state, heading north across Highway 9, where we'll have State troopers there to help you get across, navigate that intersection, making your way into Minnesota. This day, we will basically stop our state patrol at the county or at the state line, and their state patrol teams in Minnesota will take over for us and take us across. So it'll be kind of a cool little handoff. We are going to Brown Park, which is this another icon over here in the middle. Brown Park that day closes at 3 o'clock. This will be a spot where people will hang out the majority of the day, I have a feeling, because there's going to be a lot of things to do. There'll be dip your tire in the lake there, and we're also going to be handing out a Iowa Minnesota wooden coin for all registered riders. So it's a little tribute to us going into Minnesota. At 3 o'clock, their teams will move us down the road if you're still there, making our way back into Iowa. We'll cross Highway 71, which has the notations there. You get welcome back to Iowa with a message. We'll make our way into Superior. So Superior is the last town before we head into Esterville that day. Leaving Superior, there is a nasty set of railroad tracks. If you can zoom in there, Laura, in that spot right there, they are at a wacky angle. So we're going to ask all the riders to get off their bicycles and physically walk across this section of railroad tracks. We've learned over the years it's taken down a lot of cyclists because it is such a wacky angle. So if you're riding this day, make sure at this spot of Highway 9, you're off your bike, you're walking across so no one has any issues. And then this will take you all the way into Esterville, 8.3 miles to get you off the road by 6 o'clock closed. We have one gravel section that day, and that's at mile 14. So if you're doing gravel, it's early in the day. Here is day 3. Day 3 is Esterville to Forest City. This is a 74-mile day. If you choose to do the Century, it's 101.9 miles from RAGBRAI, Maine to RAGBRAI, Maine. Out of the gate, you have a 17.3-mile stretch, making your way across the state. Let's see where we're at here. Armstrong closes at noon that day. First town out of the gate, it's usually classified as a breakfast community, so you have until noon to get breakfast. You'll move out of there and you'll head down to Sway City. Sway City is going to be a 9.3-mile stretch. That section closes at 1 o'clock. And you'll see that we have a couple bike shops there and SAG support waiting for you just in case. Leaving Sway City, they completely blacktop that entire stretch all the way to the corner of the turn for Bancroft. So you'll be riding on a brand new blacktop road that's in fantastic shape, leaving Sway City. Bancroft will be the meeting town for the day. That community will close at 2 o'clock. But that is the one spot where if you need someone to drop you off or pick you up, you'll have access to that. Otherwise, you'll keep riding your bike down. You'll cross another major road. That State Patrol will be there to support you and make sure you're safe. Getting into Tatanka, it's a 12.5-mile stretch. Tatanka will leave at 3:30, will be shut down. Moving on to Woden, 8.2 miles, 4:30 shutdown time there. So services will close and you'll move on past that. And then this is kind of the area where you'll start having to make decisions. The decision is, am I feeling good enough to do another 27 miles and complete a Century, or leave Crystal Lake and head into Forest City? So this is just the map for the 74-mile day. The other map that Laura could pull up is a Century Loop. So Century Loop will start at Crystal Lake and basically head down out of town, wrap backwards, and head into Woden and complete the loop. It is a 27-mile loop, as you can see on here. The nice thing about this loop, it's later in the day. So if you're feeling great, by all means, take it on. We'll have a patch stop located en route for you that will offer support. We'll have one of our sponsors there handing out meat sticks and be there to be able to take care of you. But if you're not feeling it, by all means, don't do the loop. Head on into Forest City. You only need to go another 9.4 miles and you can be in your overnight town in Forest City. We have one gravel section that day. That's at mile 65. So right outside Crystal Lake is gravel. So if you choose to do the gravel, it'll be there waiting for you. Otherwise, we'll see you in Forest City. Day 4, Forest City to Iowa Falls. This is a true north to south route. So leaving Forest City, we cross a major, busier intersection. We'll have support there by the locals to get you on a road to get you rolling out of town. You're going to go past the big Winnebago facility, so you'll see all the Winnebagos parked there. They're a big sponsor for us this year. You'll see AP and our cause support, or SAG support cause Lindsay driving Winnebagos around. It's a pretty cool thing to see on the roads. But you'll be able to go by that facility, making your way into our first town, which is 18.4 miles. Ventura will be the breakfast community. That community will close down at noon that day. You cross Highway 18 there. We'll have, obviously, State Patrol making sure that you're safe getting across. Bike shop, SAG support is there to take care of just in case you need help. Otherwise, you'll cross the big lake and head down south, making it to Meserve, which is 15 miles away. Nothing crazy in this section, pretty flat, straight road. 1:30, Meserve will shut down. We'll have SAG support there and a bike shop just in case you need service. Making your way to Alexander, which is 7.4 miles down the road. This community closes at 2 o'clock that day. Same services there in that town for you, just in case you need help. Latimer will be the meeting town for the day. So like I said, this will be the spot where people can come in, pick you up, or drop you off if need be. So there'll be a different support route for that. We'll have 2 bike shops. We'll have a SAG location, but a lot of food vendors here because we kind of classify this community as the lunch spot for the day. So Latimer will close down at 3 o'clock that day. Making your way 2 miles down the road. So next town, 2 miles, 4 o'clock shutdown time. We do have a bike shop. We do have SAG support just in case you need help. And then there'll be a long stretch. This will be the longest stretch of the day. So 20.8 miles from Coulter to Iowa Falls. And the ride coming into Iowa Falls is beautiful. Go down by the river and you kind of follow the river in, but a beautiful section coming into Iowa Falls, taking you to RAGBRAI main campground. They'll have some vendors there in the parking lot. You'll be able to shower and then come back down to the festivities later that night. Day 5. Day 5 is 51.9 miles heading into Cedar Falls. We'll kind of zigzag out of Iowa Falls and make our way out of town. First town out of the gate is Ackley, 14.3 miles down the road. Breakfast community for you. This town will close at noon that day. So we have bike shops there, SAG support there just in case you need help. Moving on down the road to Applington, 10.4 miles. They have a 1 o'clock shutdown time and SAG support and bike shop just in case you need help. 5.2 miles down the road to the meeting town for the day, which is Parkersburg. Excited for this town. They're doing a lot of really cool things. It's a proven RAGBRAI community. They will close down at 3 o'clock that day. New Hartford will be the last town before we head into Cedar Falls. So 8.9 miles down the road. This community will shut down at 5 o'clock to get you guys off the road by 6. And the last stretch is 13.1 miles into Cedar Falls. There are 3 gravel sections this day. One is at 15.2 miles. The second one is at 34.9 miles. And the last one is at 46.2 miles. All bringing you into Cedar Falls. And keep in mind, again, these are optional gravel routes. They're not mandatory. Day 6, shortest day of the week, 38.3 miles. Pretty flat route heading into my hometown. So we'll leave Cedar Falls that morning, heading to Dunkerton, 16.4 miles, crossing Highway 63 there. So we'll have support to make sure you guys can get across safely there. Dunkerton will close down at noon that day. There's a set of tracks that you'll come in there kind of at a wacky angle. So make sure you take caution there as you cross those tracks right there. 2 bike shops and SAG support waiting just in case you need help. Otherwise, we'll move on down the road to Fairbank. Because of the distance this day, there is no meeting town. So day 2 and day 6, no meeting towns because of the distance. So your support drivers will drive all the way into Owine or drive all the way into Esterville and get ready for you guys to come in. So 10.4 miles down the road to Fairbank. Planning a lot of really cool things here. This town will close down at 5 o'clock that day. So a lot of time to spend in Fairbank if need be. Otherwise, you'll leave Fairbank, make your way to Owine, 11.5 miles coming into Owine to get you off the road by 6 o'clock. We have 1 gravel section that day. It's at mile 27. You'll come into town under a viaduct where the trains go over the top of us, but they're planning some really cool things as you enter the town that day. So this will be my hometown. And then just like that, your week's almost over, day 7. Day 7, 62.5 miles. This day has the most elevation. So good news is all the elevation comes after the meeting town, but to get there, we're going to go through Stanley first. With this route, this day, our route opens at 6 and closes at 4. So it closes 2 hours early because we have a lot of vehicles coming in and buses that need to leave at specific times. So the route does close earlier. So that means we close our towns down earlier. So Stanley, Iowa will shut down 11 o'clock that day, which is normally at noon. It'll be 11. This is your first breakfast community. We'll have bike shops there and SAG just in case you need help. We'll make our way 6 miles down the road to Aurora. Aurora has a 11:30 shutdown time. Same thing with support and with bike shop there, just in case you need help. 6 more miles down the road, you're going to come to Lamont. This town will have a noon shutdown time. Both will have bike shop there and SAG support just in case you need help. Another 6 miles down the road, you have Dundee. So 1 o'clock shutdown time, SAG support there. They have a Freedom Rock there, which is kind of a cool site to get as you leave the route going into town. So you'll have 4 towns that are within 6 or 7 miles of each other. So depending on what your schedule looks like, you may have to be choosy on which town you want to stop in. When we did it on pre-ride, we were able to stop in every town and spend at least 30 minutes to still make it in before the 4 o'clock cutoff time. Leaving Dundee, we're going to head to Edgewood. Edgewood is the meeting town for the day. This is the one spot where support drivers can pick you up or drop you off. It closes at 2 o'clock that day. This is the lunch town, so you'll be able to get a good lunch there. You're definitely going to want to fill up because now is where all the elevation starts. So as you look down at the elevation graphic, you can definitely see there's a lot of ups and downs going forward. So I would plan very carefully on what your first 3/4 of the day looks like. You don't want to take it too easy and then get behind and know that you have a lot of elevation to climb for the last stretch. So heading into Garber, it's 13.3 miles. Like I said, this is where truly you're starting to climb. And then there's some good descents. And then leaving Garber at 3 o'clock when that town is shut down, you have 11.2 miles into Guttenberg. So a couple more climbs that you'll hit. And then the last 2 miles of the day are all downhill. This was a downhill that our pre-ride team got going very fast down the hill. There are some blind turns, so we've added some caution slow down signs on here. This is a spot where if you're not paying attention, could be pretty bad. So make sure you're on your brakes, make sure you know your surroundings. I want you to enjoy the site, so just take your time, but know that it will be all downhill into Guttenberg. Once into Guttenberg, you're going to hang a left and a quick right, and then you're going to be dipping your tires before you know it. So 2 gravel sections this day at 42 miles and at 53 miles. I will say that these 2 gravel sections are for experienced riders only. There is a lot of elevation and some massive downhills and some major climbs. So if you're not experienced with gravel, I would recommend you not experience this gravel. You have 6 days prior to enjoy the gravel. Leave these 2 gravel sections for the true experts that ride gravel on a regular basis. I hate for your week to end because you going down on a gravel road. So keep that in mind. But the views are amazing. Once you get into Guttenberg, they'll be there waiting for the dip site, and then your week is over, and you'll be dreaming about RAGBRAI in 2026. That's all I got. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.
Thanks, Matt. I will also mention we have the support driver routes. So there are 2 route options in Ride with GPS. There is the support route to the meeting town. So on our meeting town days, that'll direct you on the proper route to that point, or you can select the support route to overnight town and bypass the meeting town, depending on what you or your rider's needs are. So definitely take a look at all of those, start downloading, saving, and reach out with any questions. Right. Let's get back over here. So we are moving on to another one of our amazing partners, Sergeant Alex Dinkla with the Iowa State Patrol.
Hey, Laura. Thanks for having me. This is a fantastic time for the Iowa State Patrol. Many of our members have been going to RAGBRAIs for many years. We recently just had 2 retire that I don't know exactly. Matt, if you can chime in, do you remember how many Bob Conrad had?
There's too many to count. He'll definitely be missed.
Yeah. So, but we've got three new members of the Iowa State Patrol on the traffic team that are going to be added this year. And then we've got a couple new folks that will be on our route advancement team. So I'm going to give you a brief, just kind of overview of the Iowa State Patrol, where we help at, kind of our partnerships. And then I'll give you a kind of a quick rundown of what to expect during the day from the Iowa State Patrol. First and foremost, we couldn't do this without the partnership that we have. RAGBRAI, with the partnership that we have, all the members of RAGBRAI and the team work well with all of our troopers, and the Iowa Department of Transportation. That's where the route begins. That's where the planning begins each year to give you guys a successful route every year. And then we also have a great partnership with our ambulance crew of Care Ambulance. All these teams come together. We want to give you a successful route the day of. And so with all of these members, and including Ride GPS, the different folks that come together, we will give you a successful ride. And it's nice to always see the advancements in the different places, because all of us truly do listen to what maybe needs that you're thinking that would help the route, because we can't do this without the partnerships of everybody involved. So here's a brief rundown of what the Iowa State Patrol is going to bring the day of RAGBRAI. We are going to bring a team of 14 that are going to worry about the traffic and the intersections each day. And then we are going to bring another team of 10 troopers that are going to be what we call our route advancement team. They are going to go to each shutdown town during the shutdown times and just try to coach everyone, keep them going. Because we do need to stay to adhere to the certain times each and every day. It's important that each town understands those times so that we can successfully have those roads and those routes open up later on in the day. So the route is going to open at 6 a.m. to 6 p.m. And what does that mean when it's open? All of the roads are going to be open during the day no matter what. But this is the time that the routes are actually going to be staffed with State Patrol, law enforcement, EMS, and the SAG wagons. And so those SAG wagons are going to be going from town to town along that route. Should you ever break down along that route, turn your bike upside down, put it on the left-hand side of the road, and then you will be able to have that bike picked up later on in the day. In the event that you maybe get injured, there will be ambulances, Care Ambulance. They will be along that route, and you will be able to get picked up, get a Band-Aid, get a Gatorade. Bob Libby will make sure that he does take care of you in the event that maybe you just need a little bit of hydration, maybe you need just a little bit of food. He will be sure to help you out. Along that route, any state troopers, you might hear some music that's playing at those intersections. We want to make sure that you give a good experience. Come by, give us a high five. We might even have an extra bottle of water, but we'd love to sit and talk with you. And most of our troopers are going to have a tent up. Should you need to sit under some shade for a little bit, we're going to be there for you in the event that you maybe need that as well. So all of our troopers are ready to go. We've been on RAGBRAI for many years, and we very much look forward to being there with you and seeing you guys travel along the entire way. Our troopers will be out there all week, and we're definitely looking forward to it.
Thank you. Yeah, we appreciate everything you and your team do, and definitely can't do it without you. So we'll see you out there soon. All right. Well, with that, we are only 9 days out until RAGBRAI 52. ready or not. As a reminder, we have recorded this, so you can go back and rewatch if you wanted to take a deeper dive into anything that's been discussed or shared, or want to share it with other folks. We'll get that posted sometime in the next day or so. But now we're going to go into some questions. So if you have any questions, you can go ahead and drop those in the Q&A, and we'll start with some of the questions that were pre-submitted. So thank you everybody who did that. I'm going to put this one out probably to Anne, because we did have, I know, a question in the chat, and we had quite a few come in with the pre-submitted questions. So talking about weather, it's something that we're seeing all across the nation. So can you kind of discuss, what happens if we encounter severe weather, how we alert people, and just kind of what that looks like to keep everyone as safe as possible?
Yes, I can. So we have been working throughout the past 6 months planning with county emergency management professionals in each of the counties that we're going to pass through. So one of the things that they've created is an emergency management plan, and they work directly with the National Weather Service on that plan. So we will have a direct line of access, whether it's in our command centers each day or whether that's just a direct line via phone, but they'll be monitoring weather for us. One of the things that they do if weather is detected is that they will send out alerts. So what we would ask that all of you do is download an app called Smart 911, and you can search that in Apple or Google. Download that app. Those alerts that the Weather Service is pushing out will go through that app. That app is geo-targeted, so it knows where you're going to be at en route, and it knows what alerts to send to you guys based on the weather or emergency that's happening around the route. Likewise, all of those county emergency management folks have determined emergency shelters and have been working with each of our counties and each of our towns to determine where we will shelter in the event of a weather incident. So those things will be communicated as well. So eyes and ears open if you're getting weather alerts when you're en route, because those shelters you'll likely be ushered to, or if you're in an overnight town or a meeting town that has a map that's been submitted and published, you'll be able to see those shelter locations and pre-plan. So my recommendation for overnight towns specifically, especially when you get into camp or wherever you're parking or staying for the night, is that you look at those town maps and determine where your nearest shelter location is. That'll be pretty critical in getting you to the place that you need to be as quickly as possible. From other aspects of notifying you, we will also be launching an official app of RAGBRAI here soon. In that app, we will have push notifications, so we'll also be notifying you through that app. But make sure you have Smart 911. That's the most critical piece of it. It is attached to all the National Weather Service information and alerts that they'll be sending out.
Thank you. And that goes into just one of the general questions that we had asking about town maps. Those have all been added to the daily route pages on our website, and many of the towns have also released those maps. So there'll be two versions of that map. There'll be the overall town map that shows all of the bigger view. So all the camping locations, all the emergency shelter locations, the downtown area, shuttle routes, different things like that. And then there'll be the tighter in map, which is the downtown area for the overnight expos. So definitely go take a look at those, like Anne said, and identify, if you're with a charter, where the emergency shelter is near you or where the shuttle route is. You can come downtown and get comfortable with each of those locations that we'll be in. All right. Erica, we've had quite a few questions about vehicle passes. So if someone didn't get a vehicle pass or they ordered the wrong size vehicle pass, what do they need to do?
If you didn't receive a vehicle pass in your registration packet, so it's missing, you can come to the registration room or packet pickup area in Orange City at the City Hall between 12 to 9 o'clock on Saturday. and we'll get you a replacement. I think a lot of those people have been emailed. So if you are missing a large vehicle pass, we have those set aside for you. If you forgot to purchase one, we have a limited amount of vehicle passes left that will also be available in that same room for in Orange City. Those are going to be available for purchase on a first come, first served basis. When we work with the communities, we come together with them for a number of vehicle passes that they're comfortable with bringing into those campground areas, and we don't want to overextend them. So we do have a limited number of those to sell, and that's a first come, first served basis. If you accidentally ordered a large and now you have a standard vehicle, you can still use that large vehicle pass. If you want to come and see if we have a standard to swap out, you may be able to. It just depends when our quantity is that day, and right now it's pretty limited. If you have a large and need an extra large, that is also something that you can come and see if we can get something swapped out for you that day. So I recommend getting there early on Saturday in Orange City to try and get those vehicle passes swapped out. If you're unavailable to get that vehicle pass in Orange City, you can see us at our downtown information trailer each day, and we'll try and get you sorted out any of those other days if we have any left.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Hayden, I've got at least three campground questions for you. All right, so first one. How will a support driver know where to park in each town if they are using RV parking?
So as you come into each town, what we've encouraged each of our overnight towns to do is have a vehicle check-in point that's right along that support vehicle route. So right as you're coming into town, their volunteers and their committees can grab you and kind of point you in the right direction if you're not 100% sure where you're going. If you've got a RV pass or an extra large vehicle pass, they can show you where those lots are. If you've got a standard pass, they can show you where those lots are and really make sure you know where you're going. We've mentioned it before, but make sure you really trust those townsfolk and the maps that we provide. The Google Maps, if you're trying to use that, will take you down streets that are probably closed off and there will be a lot of barriers. So don't try to go around your own way. Really trust those maps and those people and where they're telling you to go. You can also take a look at the overnight town maps that have been posted. A lot of them have parking and RV parking options labeled and denoted clearly. So you can take a look at those and kind of get an idea ahead of time before you get into town.
And for standard size cars, two-part question, are they allowed to park in the main campground? And then are people allowed to put up their tent by their registered cars?
So in most towns, you are allowed to park at the main campground. A lot of them may have limited parking available, especially right up next to the main campground, and those are going to be some of the most popular spots. So that'll be kind of on a first come, first served basis. So if you are in those support vehicles, try to get there a little bit earlier, because if you get there late in the afternoon, those spots right next to the main campground might be filled up. But if you are able to secure a spot next to the main campground and have camping space out in front and some grass and you want to pitch some tents, you're more than welcome to camp with your people that are driving for you. We want that to be the experience. We don't want you guys to be separated. Obviously, you want to be together throughout the week and enjoy each other's company. So if you are able to camp up next to your support vehicle in the main campground, you're more than welcome.
All right, I'll let you and Corey fight over this one. Since some towns have camping across multiple areas, how would a rider get their bag if they are using the RAGBRAI baggage truck?
I can start and Corey can chime in if I miss anything. As Matt mentioned earlier, all of the Ride with GPS routes will lead you directly to the RAGBRAI main campground and essentially right up to the baggage trucks. They'll be pretty easy to see. You've seen a couple pictures earlier of the big blue trucks. Corey will have a big space designated where he can lay out all those bags and make sure that they're organized and you can come in and grab your bag. You are responsible for getting it to your campsite. So if you're not with the charter and you're using the baggage trucks that RAGBRAI provides, we recommend probably trying to snag a spot in the main campground, because that's going to be the location that's closest to those baggage trucks and the easiest for you to get to. If you've spotted a campsite that's maybe a little bit further away from where the main campground is or the baggage trucks might be located. Just plan a little bit ahead of time if you've got somebody in that town that has a vehicle, or if you've got a support vehicle. You might want to have them meet you at a location once you grab your bags, and then be able to take you over to that campground spot.
AP, send you a couple. For folks new to RAGBRAI, wondering about their bikes, what do you do with your bike at the end of the day? And do you need a bike lock?
Well, it is up to you and your comfort level. I will say almost no one locks their bike on RAGBRAI. There's just so many bikes everywhere, and even if you have a really expensive bike, I would almost guarantee someone else has a nicer, more expensive bike nearby in your general vicinity. So maybe the thieves would go for that one, but I will say bike theft is almost non-existent. You could lock your bike if it makes you feel better, but I personally do not. Sometimes I would when I was a camper, I would put my bike in my tent so it wouldn't get dew on it, but it wasn't necessarily about keeping it from being stolen. In town, certainly on the ride during RAGBRAI, absolutely no one locks their bike. It's possible you could lock it at nighttime, like down when you're camping and sleeping, just because you won't be able to watch it. But again, almost no one will do that. So it's just up to you, though, and your comfort level. Remember, you have a 50-pound weight limit on that bag, though, so bring your lightest bike lock.
Great. All right, so we're getting close to our time. Thought this was a good one, so I'm gonna once again probably AP, since you've experienced this as a rider many times. From the chat, is it common for riders to struggle with sleep, and what time do most people start biking?
It can be common for people to struggle with sleep. You are camping, you're outside, you never know what your environment might be like. I would encourage you to be aware of where you're setting up your tent. You know, if there's a train tracks nearby, a train might go by in the night. So I would be aware of stuff like that. It's really, really, really common to bring headphone or earplugs to wear at night. That'll add to your sleep time quite a bit. I also really like to have a little battery operated fan, or, small fan, because part of the problem that I have when sleeping in a tent in the summertime is staying cool enough. So you'll want to have something like that. As far as what time people start biking, I would generally say about 6 o'clock. That's when the route opens. It's a nice way to kind of kick off the day, get out there, start enjoying all there is to enjoy on the route, and try to beat the heat a little bit. But people leave anywhere between 6 and 7, 8, something like that. I will say at about 4 a.m., people start getting ready for the day and packed and pick up their tent and stuff. So you will wake up naturally pretty early. So if you're someone who likes to get a full 8 hours, I'd recommend trying to hit the hay early.
Good tips. It's a long week, so you want to stay on top of being as rested as possible. Although those miles at the end of the day, you might not have any choice but to hit the hay early. All right. So one final question, talking about our last day. So we come into the tire dip. For folks that are leaving directly from Guttenberg on Saturday, or camping and staying over, are showers available at the end of the ride? Hayden, that's probably back to you. Sorry.
I just unmuted. I knew it was. Showers will be available on Saturday after the ride in Guttenberg. So after you dip your tires, if you want to shower, whether you're staying there or not, or just before you get out of town, you don't want to have a sweaty car ride home, there will be showers available, mostly up at the high school, which isn't too far from the dip site. On Sunday, I don't believe there are any showers open. Ann or Matt or somebody else can correct me if I'm wrong, but definitely try to get that shower in on Saturday afternoon after the ride.
And all those locations will be marked on our town maps that are on the website now. All right. Well, thank you everybody so much for joining us for our last town hall before RAGBRAI 52. We will get this recording posted up in the next 24 hours and shared online and via social once again. Do take a look at the route daily pages on the website, as there's a lot of information on there, including all of those maps that have a lot of these things that everybody is looking for where the campgrounds are, where SAG is, where shuttle routes are, where RV parking is, where general parking is, all those fun things. So definitely go take a look at those maps, and that'll answer probably a lot of your questions. There is a bulk download option as well on our route blog that is on the blog section of the website. We will have our next town hall in September on a to be determined date. With that, we'll kind of recap RAGBRAI 52 and look forward to the remainder of the fall as we prepare for RAGBRAI 53. Which is a little scary to think about, but we are really excited for RAGBRAI 52. Thank you, Brett and Sergeant Dinkla, for joining us. We'll see you both in Orange City, and we'll see everybody in Orange City or along the route in 9 days. So thank you all. Have a good night.